Mazin, Bergen Mazin, the 18 shirt for Flying Tigers. From Pretoria, the 24-year-old makes a great grab and a good read all the way in.
Showing a little bit of that, I think, some young spark already going through the big put right off the bat.
Okay. So after months of preparation and practice, these two teams finally getting their chance to have a run out. And what a run out for both right here on the live stream across the world. The Southern Hemisphere matchup. And a zone from UCT has caused a bit of a fluttery disc. High release. There's no breeze out here whatsoever. It's a very still morning. Opens up the field, but that is going to be D'd. Beautifully read all the way in by the 8 shirt of Connor Isley. And UCT putting it to Pie Wagon at the moment. Isley looks to North. North floats it into space. Isley's not seen that disc was meant for him, and he was in a great position to get the score as well. But they've given it back to Pie Wagon, and it's in the hands of John Greenfield, one of the senior members of the Pie Wagon crew. Nice quick exchange of discs there. We're going to see the 77 Ryan Davey an awful lot in this game. He's got the disc again now, really centering up the middle of the field. Jacks it to the end zone, finds space and time for Chris Stoddard to pick that one off, and competent flowing offense against the zone from Pie Wagon.
And Ryan Davey there, like you pointed out, he is going to be getting the disc probably every other throw in a zone situation like that. He took control, took advantage of the mistake from Flying Tigers, and, I mean, they just smashed that zone offense there.
Yeah, really nice flowing offense. And it was a real shame because UCT, the Flying Tigers, had got that turnover and were working hard, but the connection wasn't quite there. First game of the tournament, maybe they need to work on their chemistry a bit.
Yeah, sometimes just a few first game jitters, need to settle down and just, you know, take a look over your shoulder and maybe a little bit of sideline talk to help out in that situation as well.
Yeah, Tom Stiles and Becky Thompson with you. And if you want to get in touch with us or any of the other WFDF commentators, you can do so via Twitter. WFDF Live is the best Twitter handle to use. WFDF Live. And we'll be on the fields here in Cincinnati all week. Pie Wagon come to do the defensive work. Louis Burke spins the disc around to Gerhardt. Smith available. Good pressure there from Hayes on the defense, but Flying Tiger still with the disc. Looks for that down the line shot. That's beautifully weighted into space. Oh, just trying to break across the top. Burke is going to have to run hard, and he does so. Takes the point in the front corner. The scuba opening up the field.
And you're keeping it nice and simple. Putting it across, and immediately a big backhand up to a Miles. Open free. Jamil Kisubi, sorry. That was a lot of separation there, Liam.
That was a beautiful set offensive play there. A little horizontal cut and straight for the hook to Kisubi, who's already shown his venom on offense. And let's see what Boom do to try and shut him down, because he's a very fast man.
Oh, he certainly is. He was a good 1.5 meters deep. Like that was just phenomenal. And a lovely put there from Alex Kruger, the number 3 shirt. Fantastic stuff from her. She'll be delighted with that. And so, that's another offensive hold. Everything going to serve thus far. And that was a nice, clean little bit of offense there, Liam.
Yeah, both teams doing very well in this 9 a.m. game. Trying to shake off the cobwebs, get stuck in. 2 nice offensive holds.
And that is what you want for your first game of pool play. Set the tone for the rest of the tournament. These two teams not too far away in terms of seeding within the pool. Boom are the number 4 seed in Pool C, whereas Kisumu are number 6, 27 and 46 overall though, so quite a difference in the overall seedings. But nice and tight as we come into this 4th point of the game.
You see that flick pull again.
You do. Kwekborna has been practicing those for sure. And again, we see the horizontal stack for Boom. Doesn't like hurry up the LA. Oh, nearly an errant pass, but well received by Michael McNamara. Oh, and a big put goes up by Harry. It's going to sit and float, but it's misread by the defender. And Emerson Goodman putting that one in the bank for his team.
Yeah, managed the whole position. He had to wait for this to come, but got a good bye position, able to box out the Kenyan defender. Kim there with a second hook. That one actually working out better than at first, but she's not afraid to put it.
No, well, it's lovely to see the confidence. And as you mentioned a little bit, Liam, we're going to be talking a little bit about her, and you're going to get to know her very well indeed. She'll be playing the Asian Oceanic All-Star Tour, which I believe you're going to be calling over the summer.
Yeah, she's the only representative from Korea, and she is fantastic. Had a lot of fun in the sideline with her moments ago. Really bubbly person, full of life. Known as TOP Top, because she's the top player from Korea. She's not afraid to say it or hide it, and she's a lot of fun. Yeah, make sure to check it out. Asian Oceanic All-Star Tour, going around the East Coast. First game against New York Bent, and then ending in Toronto facing the Sixers. But a lot of fun games, a lot of top players from all over Asia and Oceania.
Indeed, and hopefully she can inspire the local women's scene in Korea to produce more TOPs in the future years to come. But Boom now coming out on defense, and we'll have to wait to see more from Harry later. And so Kenya able to feel the pull with not too much pressure yet from the defense. Nicely moving it up this near sideline. Gatti, high release backhand for the swing. Hands upfield. Monica Anderson. Oh, and nearly a miscommunication there between her and Michael McGurk. Gatti to McGurk. Oh, goes up with one hand, but it just bobbles out. Not a lot of spin on that disc there, Liam.
Yeah, every second pass going through McGurk there. They're looking at him to anchor this for O-line handling, but that one not the easiest one to catch.
Mara puts out a big swing to space. Well fielded by Dan Sampson. Known to his teammates as Ham Sandwich, and Sampson puts a bit of a high one up there for Lalimamo.
Very humid conditions. I think that might be causing the disc to come unstuck in this early morning.
Indeed, it's not the cleanest air to be breathing in, but that's a lovely shot. It's called out by the sideline, but player is calling herself in very confidently. Louise McGurk there. Is that a honey pass, Liam?
I believe so. That crossfield frosty flick into space. She maybe could have told the line a little more obviously. I don't think she was aware that she was that close to the sideline, but I do believe she landed inbounds.
Well, we'll get another shot at that one. Oh yeah, she just taps the back foot down, nice and gently. You often see players making, I don't know, I quite like the sort of low-key footing there. It's very tasty footwork indeed. Gets the point on the board, but doesn't make a big song and dance of it, you know. You often see some players, you know, really taking it, you know, tiptoeing, face planting, I'm all about, at this stage in the tournament, Liam, not making it super, you know, a big play, physicality. You got to conserve your knees, you know?
Just does a little casual kick. Quite often you'll see people do a little Irish jig, the old high leg, twinkle toes, Michael Flatley style, but a little more casual.
Yeah, but definitely looked pretty good from the booth this morning. So another offensive hold, and is now 3-2 in this game to the Kenyan team. Nice and close, as we were talking about earlier. There's a bit of a difference in the overall seeding of these two teams, but clearly both coming out strong. We'll have the pool fielded by Lanimaro. And Huisi Hari, the player you'll be, as I say, Liam, getting to know very well over the summer. And a little bit of an errant pass there from Suwon Cho. Kenya now with an opportunity to take an early break. Oh, and there is a poached player. Defense not able to make it up, and there we go, a break of score. First blood goes to the Kenyan team, and Masawe there. And so, that's a break of score. Let's take a look at that one again. Beautiful put. What you want to say, just say you lead it in. Did you guys want us to specifically mention the ad break? Awesome, thanks. And so, Liam, that is the first break of score in this game. Goes to Kenya.
Yeah, quick corner with the flick assist. And I see him now. This is one of the best flick pulls I've seen in the game. So we saw him walking to this to pick it up. You had a feeling he was going to launch it to the end zone with that forehand. A big weapon for this Kenyan team. Got to play with him in layout a long time ago with Humility, Tim Morrell's teams. Has also played for Ironside in the past, 2 years ago, Sub-Zero as well.
Oh, and there we see the hut go up. Lots of shirts under that one. Excellent defensive positioning. Alan Lemtudo. Great work.
Yeah, put the chest boosters on there. Came out with a help defense. Not his player. Poached off the back and got a great defensive play.
Well, credit to Kenya. They certainly were present under that rather floaty backhand put. And so Kenya with another opportunity to take a break. Finds the swing in the middle. Oh, a little bit of a tumble there. Slightly slippery ground under the feet of Sharon Yi. Oh, and a bit of a clatter on the mark. Sometimes, unfortunately, does happen. Perhaps Grant Maynard there with some slightly too overzealous faking into the face of Thomas Kapranica. Finds up the line. And that is Esther Omuseni, one of the leading players for the Kenyan team. Not the most experienced, but definitely an up-and-coming force to be reckoned with. What's he had? Oh, just sails a little bit too far over her outreached fingertips. And boom, with the disc back. See if they can hold their offense. Nice movement into the center of the field. Oh, close passes between the handlers. Not a lot of space. Casual hammer fake there, Liam. Don't feel like he meant that one. What are you thinking about this offense right now, Liam?
Oh, they're throwing into a lot of double coverage. The Kenyan team are doing so well to help on defense. You see there 2 defenders shutting that one down.
Indeed, and Sharon Yi will immediately look to put a huck up to the far side. That's a lovely put there, making it really hard for the defenders to read. Kapranica did a great job trying, but not to be. And Yi puts up another lefty flick. And a great grab there. That's great stuff. I think there was Emily Vereen there underneath the disc.
Yeah, she definitely has her library card. 3 players there, and she got right in the correct position. No stopping her.
And so Kenya get another break of score, Liam. This is very exciting. First round of play.
Yeah, this is not the first Kenyan team to be at a WWF event. They were represented in Dubai at the World Beach Championships and actually won 3 games there. So many people thinking they're might be underdogs or a lower seed in this division, but they know how to win games.
Right, you are, Liam. It's actually fantastic to see them. They are missing a few friends from back home. There were some issues with getting their full squad to this tournament, unfortunately. But for their teammates who are watching back home, there are 6 of you. I believe they had to leave behind. So good morning and welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you are able to be with us and enjoy the success of your team, you know, carrying the flag where you cannot be. It's the beautiful thing about a team sport. You don't, you know, it doesn't have to be all about the individuals.
Breaks in a row. They have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, Paiwagan leading 6-2 now in this game, and I think Tom just maybe showing a little bit of that experience here now. UCT Flying Tigers are a young team. They're between the ages of 20 to 26, and they came out, they traded the first few points, but now Paiwagan just knowing how to capitalize on those mistakes, taking a deep breath, and just being very patient, taking care of the disc.
Yeah, Paiwagan not having to work too hard on the defense so far. They're being given the disc, which is a real shame, and Flying Tigers will just need to check their nerves at this point. Points coming from all over the Paiwagan line. We have our amazing stat tracker up in here, and our statistician Kate Yeski sitting alongside us, looking after all of that. You see the Paiwagan D line. They've are on 80% conversions at the moment. So if they get the disc, 4 out of 5 times they've managed to convert it into a point. Gerhardt. Beetle Moorcroft. Back to Gerhardt. Big fake. Has he got space in the middle? Yes, he does. Manages to find a way through to Igawa, who's been very involved in this early few points. Gerhardt again. Fast cut from Morris. Sprinting out of the stack, making himself available. Dish down the line, but it's a little bit too close to Courtney Patty, who takes no hesitation before slicing that disc down and out for the side.
Yeah, I think maybe Flying Tigers just need to calm their nerves just a little bit, as now they try to go down on defense the other way.
Good early read there from the Flying Tigers defender, saw the threat, and Paiwagan have been just throwing that stuff. Morris takes off down, but the disc to Morris is not where he wanted it to be. Just a little bit more float on that. Morris had done the hard work with the legs. Couldn't quite pull it off. Reeve picking up the disc at the back, Stoddart. Back to Greenfield. Stoddart again. Sinclair, Reeve. Right across to Greenfield again. Oh, spreading the play beautifully here. This is textbook stuff from Paiwagan. Taking their time, there's no hurry. Once again, it's Stoddart. Back to Sinclair. Sinclair and into the end zone. And that is textbook, nice, easy, relaxed. Chris Stoddart, the eventual receiver.
Absolutely textbook offense there. And Chris Stoddard now with an assist and 2 goals here for Pie Wagon. So showing himself to be a bit of an important role for this team. And, you know, Tom, I think for Flying Tigers, they're making the right cuts. They're making the right throw choices. It's just execution errors that are coming down to the difference between these two teams right now. Flying Tigers maybe just needing to readjust a little bit of their game here, take a deep breath, refocus. You know, you want to get a couple points, maybe a couple breaks here before Pie Wagon takes us to half to keep themselves in this game. We've seen big comebacks before, so, you know, you never say never, Tom, but I think that this game is far from over.
The first game of any major championships is always a bit of a nervy affair, and Pie Wagon and UCT Flying Tigers came out of the gates very evenly matched, taking trading, but that's again Smith there with a little throw, not quite on target. Isley coming underneath now. Big high jump, shot to the end zone. This is better from Flying Tigers. Oh, what a take in the end zone. Beautiful grab. High reaching hand from Thuila Mabea.
And what a way for Flying Tigers to come out and stop Pie Wagon from taking this to half as well. That was a perfectly executed offensive point. I think the first offensive point we've seen from them with no turnovers, executed very well and making the right choices once again. So I would like to see them doing a little bit more of that, and maybe taking some of those risks to get themselves pumped up again.
Yeah, young, youthful, energetic, this team. I think do you say the oldest player is 26?
Yeah, the oldest player is 26 and they call him Grandpa.
Is that the same as Grut? It's like if you're the old guy on the team and you're 26 years old, I don't think you got anything to worry about just yet. Flying Tigers, as Becky was saying, coming here for the experience and the love of it. And the disc has flown out of the side of the field here. 7-3 is the score right now. Pie Wagon. Disc over the top. Center of the field now. Finds Jess Stoddard. Downfield, out of the side of the field. And UCT with a chance to break back, Becky.
Yeah, this could be a very important moment for the Flying Tigers to get their first break in the game, even to just have the confidence to know that that is something they can do against Pie Wagon.
It'll be Pie Wagon's first time they've really been threatened when they've had the disc in hand at the start of the point. They've turned it over, but they've got it back really easily up till now. Let's see if they can capitalize north with the disc. And Igawa again involved in the center.
Up far sideline. Johnson on the disc. Around to Sumner.
With the run through block, and they advance quickly, folks, into the end zone, and it's the other Stoddard, Chris Stoddard, reaching high for his third point of the game. He's been dominant, and UCT not capitalizing on the turnover, and it's half here in this opening match.
That's exactly what you were saying, Tom. Pie Wagon have been forced to make some errors, but they every time have managed to get that disc back into their hands, and again, capitalizing right there. So a great first half for Pie Wagon, but I'm still interested to see what Flying Tigers can come out of the second half with maybe a little bit more confidence, a little bit more patience. It's anybody's game still in my mind.
Yeah, it has rushing, I think, is probably the way you would characterize some of the play from Flying Tigers. They felt like they've got to hit the first cut, even if the first cut is defended. And that's something that they're going to need to work on. We'll be back.
Kenya doing a great job of helping out in defense. They're not really playing honest with their matchups. They're poaching in the lane. They're helping out their teammates, and it's flustering this Korean offense, having to go for the crossfield scuba there.
Yeah, certainly not a clinical option by any means. I believe that brings us to 6-4. Kenya having got those 2 valuable breaks early in the game. We'll see Harry Kim putting up a big floaty backhand pull that's going to sink down near side, out of bounds. And again, as you say, Liam, we'll see the vertical stack isolation style play.
Yeah, likely to see the front of the stack here going a horizontal cut, then looking for the break. Oh no, the back of the stack goes to the break side.
Commentators curse Liam. Sharon Yee from the deep instead. Oh, and a beautiful piece of work there. Louisa McGurk. What a take and what a throw.
Yeah, Jamil Kasubi. That's his 2nd assist of the game. Another flick to the end zone. The Ugandan player showing why he's playing with the Detroit Mechanics for the next year.
And he will look to use those silky smooth throws to great effect as he does play in the semi-pro leagues here as he stays in the US.
I'm going to make a wild statement and say he's the first Ugandan player to play in ADL. I've no idea. I'm just saying, but it's highly likely. Not a huge ultimate community in Uganda, but he's known as the best player from there. Kisumu very close to the Ugandan border, so he just hopped across and got on the plane with these guys.
And that's not unusual for the club championships. Certainly, you just have to satisfy the rules of your own local federation in terms of bringing on new players for the season. And so 7-4 in this game now to the side from Kenya. Can they get another break to take the half in this game, Liam? What do you reckon?
Yeah, Boom really need to score this one to keep the margins tight.
Otherwise they might see Kisumu running far, far away into the horizon line. Oh, lovely separation in the middle, but an errant pass from Sunhwa Chang.
That'll go down as a D for Osby, who got a little clip on the knee from the disc, but he'll count it on his stat sheet.
Well, I think that one might have been a throw error, but great pressure from Boom on defense. Oh, and a fantastic take from Lemtudo. Back over, Kwakbona puts it up. Lots of trust and faith there, but a big defensive play, nearly pushing his mark into the stands. No, but Masawe is going to bounce back up and jog and go play some defense of his own. But my goodness, that was a bold bold play from Kapranica.
Kwakbona wants to throw that flick hook all game long. You can see it. He's eyeing it up in the end zone. You would have seen a lot on Sub-Zero when he was playing for them. He wants to throw that big flick. He saw halftime in his eyes. He wanted to shoot that one.
But you can't be doing that against Boom. If you hang it up, they're going to go get it too. And Manlo puts it to the middle. Kim. Resetting nicely now, Boom. Allowing them some good movement. A big put's going to go up to Harry Kim. And she's going to try everything she can, but that is just going to sail outside of the field of play.
Yeah, just the wrong edge on that backhand hook. Kim had plenty of separation and time to run it down, but it just started feathering towards the sideline and drifted out of bounds.
And so that's 2 hucks, one per side, neither completed. Late start from the Kenyan side. Kisumu taking a very long time to get anything moving, and in a very good opportunity now for Boom. Going to put it up to the left corner, and there we go. A little elbow spike there from Thomas Kapranica as he puts that one on the board, keeping this half alive.
Yeah, Kenya, Kisumu picking it up from the own corner of their end zone. A very difficult place to take a dead disc from, and turning over in the first pass, and Boom wastes no time and jamming that one in.
Indeed, the fast break, a textbook example. We'll see that one, just a mismatch in height. Thomas Kapranica, head and shoulders above, I believe, Sharon Yee.
I couldn't earlier, now I can. I wasn't on earlier, was I? I can hear myself now. Yeah. It's okay. I realized as soon as it came out, like, everything I said.
And so a timeout now in this first half. And so this could be an early stages pool upset we're seeing the makings of here, Liam.
Yeah, Boom need to dig deep if they want to get back into this one. I think tactically, Kisumu are winning this game. You know, their offense is flowing the way they want it to. They're doing that vertical stack. Their isolating cutters working really well. Boom, on the other hand, they're playing that horizontal stack, and Kisumu are doing a really good job of helping each other out with poaches. They're switching, they're clogging the lane, and Boom really haven't adjusted that very well. And that's where most of these have come from, Kenya, is actually another defender helping out, peeling off the back, making the big play, and they are very athletic as well. I think they need to use, we saw Kim going deep there probably the first time in the game. It didn't work out because the throw was a bit errant, but that's what they need to be using her for. She's clearly very, very fast and can get free at will, but has ended up behind the disc quite a lot, and you want to see her streak into the end zone.
It has been quite nice, actually, Liam, seeing both teams using their women very effectively. I've been very impressed with Kenya's Monica Anderson. She's had some fantastic throws so far this game. And, of course, the very low-key footwork of Louisa McGurk. That earlier play we saw her make with a little tap of the footwork, but she's doing an excellent job. She's got quite a number of assists thus far.
Yeah, she's kind of playing as a mid-roll, it seems. Often maybe the first cut, grinding out that under, and then looking to send it to the end zone. So she's doing that role very effectively.
She certainly is. So 7-5 to the team from Kisumu. Delighted to have them here in this first round game in the mixed division here on this live stream, and we'll be with you throughout the tournament as the pool lands out of bounds. Seen a lot of out of bounds pools this game. Same thing in the opener yesterday. Do you think that's a tactical decision, Liam?
If it is, it's a terrible, terrible tactic. I think we see Boom now first time playing a zone, which I think is a great decision.
Well, maybe that is a tactical pull out of bounds in order to give them time to set up the zone, Liam. We see a little cup there, 3-person. 3 in the middle, and then a singular deep, putting their faith in Thomas Dennis in the deep field. Kisumu looking pretty calm. I'm loving watching Zuba Abdullah just kind of striding around, not really running much.
McGurk trying to orchestrate this offense. And there he gets the blade down the line to Queckborner.
Oh, and there we go. That is textbook offense through his zone. Queckborner keeping the D very busy in terms of poor Thomas Dennis, who looked rather foolish, I think, there, Liam.
Yeah, it looks like the zone was working out quite well. McGurk being forced to go backwards and just stay in the same position, like, oh, they're shutting down very well, but he was just waiting for that opportunity to throw that blade into the sideline area. It was actually telling his receivers where to go, literally pointing and telling them. And once they'd set up in the right position, they could hit that. But I like that look from Boom as well. You know, their match defense not working so well, so mixing it up, try something else, and that's always a good way to play.
Certainly a very intelligent way to play defense. Keep the offense guessing. You could see anything, but I think they just put a little bit too much on the shoulders. That single deep with not really much in the terms of the conditions here. We have said it's a little bit humid and a little bit slippy, but normally you'd look to play that kind of zone, perhaps in a stronger wind, going to use the elements as a kind of 8th player defense. Whereas I think Dennis came in a little bit too hard on that shorter shot, leaving very, very free Louisa McGurk. But intelligent work from the 2 players.
This is the first time we've seen Queck Corner on the O line. I think they could see half was coming up, and they're like, let's stack this line. We're going to get a rest anyway.
And so we enjoy some of the highlights from this first half. That's a beautiful big backhand.
Just like the other one.
And then we see that lovely piece of footwork from Louisa McGurk again.
Just like the other one. Just like the other one.
And so Liam, thoughts for this first half?
Yeah, great tactical display from Kisumu. That's what's earned them this win. Some great footwork, some great play, and Kisumu are pumped down the sideline.
They certainly are. You might be able to hear them through our microphones. We'll be back for the second half very, very shortly. Keep locked to this stream. Welcome back. We are at the WFDF 2018 World Ultimate Club Championships here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I am joined by Liam Grant in the booth. I'm Hannah Pendlebury, and we are covering the first round in Pool C of mixed. And we have Boom from the Republic of Korea and Kisumu, Kenya, who are in the lead, Liam, after that first half.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining first half. Kisumu coming out on top so far. Only halfway through this story, though. And I think we've seen some big plays from Jamil Kasubi on the Kenyan side. And also Emily Weirwine also having some great plays for them. So, yeah, they've just been a little more dominant. And as I said earlier, tactically better than the Boom team.
They certainly do seem to be playing a lot more clinically. If you're looking back at the highlight reel of this game at the end, it will be a lot of slightly risky passes from Boom in terms of that's what's been generating their scores. We saw the adventurous scuba. We do love an overhead or an upside down throw, giving the commentators what we want, but Kisumu just looking a little bit more chilled out. They seem to trust each other a lot more in terms of just putting the disc out into space, using their speed and athleticism. We have also seen some fantastic defensive bids. Thomas Kapranica for Boom's been having a heck of a game. Probably my standout player for Boom so far defensively. I'd like to see them use their female players a little bit more in the second half. As we've been talking about, they have some excellent talent. Harry Kim, as we've been saying, we'll be following her a little bit later on this season as she takes to the field for the Asian Oceanic All-Stars Tour, which is delightful to see.
Yeah, talking to them earlier, they said they very much play through their female players, but they haven't got involved very much. And I think it's that clogging downfield that's kind of prevented their cutters from getting the disc. I'd like to see them maybe go for a vertical stack or a side stack, trying to isolate players more because they're allowing the Kisumu team to help each other out, and they're doing that very effectively.
Yeah, a lot of help defense, a lot of smart switching it on, especially when some of those floatier discs go up. That's really been the thing that's been playing into the hands of the Kenyan defense, is the fact that a lot of the puts from Boom have been having a lot of hang time. So perhaps they can make those a little bit more bladey, perhaps some lasers coming out rather than sitters. Could change the story of this game, but at the moment, certainly have Kenya on top. The ladies and gentlemen from Kisumu going to work and causing an early pool upset. Of course, if this game were to go to seed, you'd see Boom come out on top. Currently 2 places above, but obviously this is what we come to the World Championships for, having all of these teams in the mixer, causing upsets to rise up the brackets for later on in the finals.
Yeah, just spotted a Randy Burns, ICE player on the sideline, who actually lived in Korea for quite some time, played with rivals LGW, but I'm sure she's here to cheer on the Korean team, Boom, who are actually missing Bryce Dixon, who is another player who would have played with LGW. He's going to arrive later on, I think, at the tournament. Plays with Seattle Sakai this year, so no longer in Korea, but living in the US, but has captained LGW in the past.
Yes, they do have 4 returning expats in the sense of they used to play for Boom in Korea, but now have since moved elsewhere. So you have Dixon, Lalimamo, who's already been a force to be reckoned with in terms of their offense. He's been controlling from the handler spot. We've also got Summers and Dennis. All 4 of them have moved away, but still happy and able to play with their friends. Boom, actually a former party team, turned to a more serious and competitive edge. So nice to see a team with a lot of fun in their heart.
Really cool chant going on from the sideline here from the Kisumu team in Swahili. As I said before, I have spent some time in Kenya, and definitely a nation that likes to sing. So it's great to hear that.
Indeed, and Lemturo with the pull, going to land out of bounds once again. Neither team really able to pull the disc inbounds very much. Lots of central field position from the start, which will fall into the hands of Boom quite nicely. Good coverage from Lentudu on Lalimaro.
And we see very flat forces from the Kisumu team, which is making it hard to get free. Very flat in the first second or two, and then maybe going into a backhand force.
Oh, and a lovely high release backhand from Harry Kim, and reeled in beautifully into the hands of Marley Bell Summers. She's delighted at that. Look at that little body language, a little cuddle. The 2 ladies connecting in more ways than one.
Yeah, I think that's the offense they've been trying to play all game, was get their females players free down field and hit them, and they just did it there, and hopefully they can continue that for the rest of this game.
Well, there were quite a few bodies under that disc, Liam. I think all credit to Kim's high release backhand. That was very well placed. But talking about the little cuddle there, I was chatting to Boom, as we said. They are a party team turned into a serious team. But there we go. See that lovely high release backhand. And I was asking them if they have any sort of traditions or stories that we could talk about here on the stream for them. So they do what they like to refer to as the triple kiss, because they have a lot of couples on their team, and they feel like the love should be shared between more than just the couples. So they'll have 3 of them all come in. So we might see a celebration of a score with a triple kiss at some point in this game.
I don't know if I'm excited or scared to see what's going to happen here. But
but either way, Boom now coming out with a zone defense look again. We will once more see the single deep being very effectively overloaded by Kisumu. Really off to the races. Lopez nicely working there. Oh, and a huge layout bid, but snucked away by Louisa McGurk. Great confidence.
yeah, McGurk had a flying defender go across her eye line, but didn't shake her at all. Safe hands so far this game, and I think they just did the same zone offense there again. This blade down the near sideline opens up the whole field, so I think Boom need to adjust it if they're going to try that zone again.
Yeah, that's lovely confidence from both sides of that score. Alex Kruger really trusting McGurk, knowing that she's going to get there first, even with the laying form of Thomas Dennis. As I said the first time they played that zone, Liam, they're really putting a lot on the shoulders of Dennis as that singular deep without any real kind of wind or kind of conditions. The flags you can see behind the line at the moment, they're sort of gently trailing, not really much in the way of that. So by triple overloading Dennis, just really gave Kisumu the ability to just easily score, really. I mean, they definitely made the ground back up, and that was why we saw the amazing layout bid. But it breaks that zone so easily when you put that blade to this near side of the line.
Yeah, and McGurk has that in his back pocket and can use it any time. We've seen him do it twice already. As soon as the zone came out, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, where the space was in the zone, and just hit that blade. And then there's 4 or 5 Korean players behind the disc. They don't have a chance to recover, and they just, as you said, overload the end zone at that point. And
Out and switch people around, but it's a very controversial way to play horizontal stack. First I've seen of it.
yeah, and that resulted in a pick, and I was waiting for that to happen because they're all in so much space. Oh, and
Oh, that's fantastic defense there from Alex Kruger. Really piling on the pressure. Oh, it's going to go up immediately. That's a fantastic put from the hands of Jordan Quickboner.
yeah, the man has a monstrous flick that he's been busting out this game. I think, if anything, if they're the O-line should maybe start forcing backhand if they turn it, because that's all this D-line wants to do. Get it to Jordan, he'll pick it up and just has eyes for only one thing, and that's a big flick. Boom.
Boom, shake, shake, shake the room. And there we go and see that lovely defensive bid from Sharon Yee. And immediately finds the separation far side of the end zone. No hesitation. 1 pass score. So Liam, Kisumu really starting to stretch out their lead now. If you're in the huddle for Korea, what are you going to be saying?
Yeah, they haven't got a break yet this game, have they? And that's gotta be tough for the D-line. I think a zone is actually a good option, just maybe not the zone they're playing. I think a little more passive zone, like have more people downfield and make them just try and slow down their offense, because they're overloading around the handlers and McGurk can clearly just throw over them, so that isn't working. But I think maybe another zone, because when the Kisumu team get to play that vertical offense, they're really good at it. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. They all have the roles, and it looks very fluid and difficult to stop. So they need to try and shake that up a bit. Get them out of that vert stack. Maybe a zone for 2-3 passes, then transition. But yeah, they need to fluster that offense. They haven't done so.
They certainly do, and it's lovely to see, actually, considering obviously we've talked to early stages of this game that Kisumu have had to leave some of their players behind due to some visa issues. So it's really nice to see them actually coming out and looking very, very capable in terms of their offense.
We see game advisor Lucy Alexander there doing the hand signals for a pick. So a pick was called. Doesn't look like an effective play, so this will stay where it was. But you'd hardly know we had game advisors in this game, because there's been very little calls. They haven't been needed. All they've been doing is echoing the hand signals and calls for us watching the game.
And that is what you want to see. Nice, clean game. But don't doubt that either side don't want it. They're just clearly very well bodily controlled. So, lovely blade goes up to Sansom. That's a lovely put from Thomas Kapranica. And so, clearly, Boom taking a page out of Kwekbona's book and saying, hey, we can throw flicks too. And they look pretty nice.
Yeah, good swing to the poached player and then a quick shot to the break side. And that's what we need to do more, because Kwekborner was in the end zone hanging out, trying to poach. So hit it to his player and then look for the break side. And that's what they did there, because they're slowly realizing there's a lot of poaches downfield and they need to exploit them better.
They certainly do. As we get another few looks at the score from Dan Samson. He's been, I want to say, I don't have the official stats, but I believe Dan Samson must be at this point the lead scorer for Boom. They are looking to him in the end zone more times than not. But it does appear to be working out for them, Liam. So 10-7 is the score in this game. Kisumu 3 breaks up as they're cheering on the sideline for their teammates who are now on offense against this zone from Boom. They've kept it exactly the same. Mid seem to be communicating a little better on the help for the deep, but Kisumu is still managing to find those players by overloading with 3. Boom doing a bit of a better job of getting back there, though. Susie, nice movement. The gut with the disc. Fakes the scuba and throws the flick. There we go. Really nice offense play there from Kisumu.
Yeah, the Maestro McGurk there running the show. We see that exact same pass again through the zone. That flick blade to the midfield and just opens up the whole thing. And you know, fool me once, shame on me. Or fool me twice, shame on me, because they've been beaten by the same strategy 3 times now. So they need to adjust the zone for that. Or at least when McGurk gets the disc, fall back, drop back, because he's the only player so far that's actually aggressively thrown through that zone. So make someone else do the difficult throw.
I couldn't agree with you more, Liam. And I did. There was a slight adjustment there from Korea. We saw Aaron Siegmeyer as one of the mid in the zone, sort of being a little bit of more of a deep mid, sort of thinking about going and marking one of the overloading players from the Kisumu side. But he just didn't really commit to it, you know? He sort of had a look at it. He saw that the player was there. He thought, oh, they've thrown that before. Maybe I should go and cover that. But it's unfortunate that he didn't really commit to that choice, because I think if he had been a little bit closer, he would have got the D, because he was pretty tight on that one. But as you say, Kisumu happy to just do the exact same thing to that exact same zone. Not enough of adjustment yet, but I doubt we'll see that one again. So 11-7.
Lem Tudo with the pull this time and actually going out of bounds. One of the first times we've seen Quackborner not pull. His flick pulls have actually been on point. If anyone this game has been nailing their pulls, it's him.
Yes, we've been commenting rather a lot about how many of them are floating out of bounds. But Harry Kim, far sideline. It's going to center to Sansom. Back to Kim. Oh, Sansom cutting furiously there. Johnson. Back to Kim. Kapranica. Stack is very deep right now, not many options. Johnson in the middle. McNamara finds Kim. This is looking a bit nicer. Oh, a lovely little tough, but doesn't manage to get the glove around it. So it's a shame to see that drop to the floor out of the hand of McNamara. And Quackborner. Oh, a lovely disc into space. Where is the defense? Kruger left them for dust. A lovely around. And a pick call. Disc with Omuseni. And how very free she is. She's gotten very far away from Marley Bell Summers. Presumably the intended mark for Omuseni. Oh, and an errant pass. Otichilo has a look at rescuing that one, but Boom with the disc straight back. Sansom is going to put a big huck. Oh, that's going to sit for days. And look at the speed on Alan Lem Tudo. Liam, he churned up yards as that disc sat.
Yeah, I think he won the race there. Not that he needed to, as it drifted out of bounds, but letting everyone know that he would have been there if it did hang up into the end zone. Quackborner with the pickup again. I don't think he's thrown a backhand yet this game, Quackborner. And it doesn't need to. The flick is working perfectly, so why use the other one?
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Liam. Oh, there we go. We see him throw a backhand. A lovely high release across the field. He heard you, Liam. He definitely heard you. So, Kruger. Big fake from Maynard. Oh! And a complete miscue there. Straight into the hands of Boom.
Kapranica, like a thief in the night there, came shooting in and steals that one.
He certainly did. Good work from Sansom to take the volume down a little bit. And a foul on the mark. Completely uncontested. This is going to come back in play. Oh, and there is another miscommunication. Kim tries her best to lay for it, but that was disappointing.
Yeah, the thrower just trying to throw her open there. She really had made a cut, just threw it into space and goes, go get it, Kim.
You can do it, Kim. I believe in you, Kim. She's good, but unfortunately, she is not superhuman. She can't turn her body that fast, but a big flick, huck. Oh, and a great defensive bid from Sansom. Quackborner there, a bit hasty, I think, on that throw. Double coverage to the 8 shirt of Oliver. Sorry. Grant Maynard, even. Looking at the wrong. The number 8 is Oliver Vodler on Boom. Wonder if we might see them mark each other later.
I think Korea have switched on to that flick hook from Jordan.
Well, he's thrown it so many times already, Liam, that you said he doesn't throw anything else. So I'm sure, I'm sure Boom have also noticed. Lovely tight marking, but a little bit too much contact. Ronald Otichilo really giving it all he's got on the mark. Malumaro releasing the pressure to Sansom. Johnson finds Sunma. Oh, that's a great adjustment from Dan Sampson. Finds Kim in the middle. Oh, and what a blade he put. Sansom putting his body on the floor, sliding all over. Those two just looking for each other. That's a score and a half, Liam.
That was an audacious throw from Kim. That was a leading flick blade.
That's almost, basically it's a knife. That's not even a blade, Liam. That's a full-on knife.
But it works, and they get a point on the board. And big difference between the two offensive lines here from Boom, who took a few goes at getting that one in, as opposed to Kisumu, who have just been walking their 0 points in.
And look at the arc on that throw. Madness. And Boom's still heavily reliant upon Dan Sansom to really come up with the goods in the end zone. You know, I'd like to see them widen out their options a little bit more. They're doing a good job of resetting the disc, but they just get a little bit frustrated and just say, Dan, you go.
Yeah, getting the bookends there, but doing so on their 0 point, and that's not really what you want to do. You want to you want to just bang it in the first time.
You certainly do. And so, score currently 11-9. If my eyes don't deceive me. And we see Kisumu in their little circle there, having a chat in this timeout.
Coming up next on Field 2, we'll have a game from the men's division. Pool B, we have Otso from Finland taking on Relampagos from Dominican Republic, as we see them dancing on the far sideline, getting warmed up for this game. So be sure to stay tuned for that.
Indeed, but this one still not over yet. A 2-point deficit or 3. Honestly, unfortunately, I can't see a great deal of score, but there we go. 9. Just 8. So, either way, I've seen teams come back from bigger deficits than this. We're certainly going to have to see a change from Boom in order to do that. As we said, hopefully see them use a little bit more of their roster in the end zone. Currently, Sansom looking rather strong on the board, but that's going to really take its toll. We'll see him not on the line for this defensive point. Fun fact, actually, we were talking about earlier, the Boom side being a party team turned competitive. They're actually a merging of two teams that used to play against each other a lot, who came out of Daegu and Pohang, which, if you put those two together as a compound word, like, you know, a bit like Brangelina or such like that, it says Daipo, which is cannon, so hence Boom. A little bit of team history there for you. As Kisumu and a big backhand. It's going to sit and float, but float far, far, far away.
A little too much mustard on that one, and now's a big chance here for Boom to get a break on the board. They really need this one.
They do, but now an opportunity, as I say, for Boom to get a break of their own, their first break in this game, I believe, Liam. As we'll see Oliver Votler striding forward towards the mark. of Michael McGurk. Again, more horizontal stack from Boom. Not much in the way of options upfield. Georgina Polydor currently with the disc. One of the captains of the Boom side. Her partner in captaincy being Thomas Kapranica. And so, big put from Sunhwa Chang, gets batted away by the Kisumu defense. Masahui. And McGurk on the disc. Finds her in. And she's going to find the other McGurk. It's a McGurk sandwich, Liam. Oh, and she throws it straight into the defense.
Yeah, that McGurk sandwich cut in two there. And Boom had some nice offensive there on for their D-line. If they can grow on that and get a score on the board, it could really swing momentum their way.
So you can see them eat through that current 3-point buffer.
We saw Masakawa getting it back for Kisumu moments ago. So very athletic. This Kisumu team, and an unfortunate drop.
And high pressure from the defense causing that turn. An easy reset leads to a beautiful score. There you go, McGurk. Taking it on the other side. Not throwing the shot, receiving the shot.
Kisumu playing like seasoned veterans in this club tournament. Like, look really solid, know exactly what they want to do, not flustered at all. The O-line has only turned it over a handful of times. When they do, they're very structured and work very hard to get it back and get it in on I think the second time for asking.
Well, Kisumu definitely not their first rodeo, Liam. As we've said, they appeared at the World Ultimate Beach Championships back in Dubai in 2015. We have actually, I believe, 7/8 of the representatives of the Kenyan players who were at that tournament.
Yeah, and that's actually how they met Jordan Queckborner. He actually wasn't playing with them there, and he's actually never been to Kenya, but he was staying in their accommodation with them at in Dubai at the World Championships Beach Ultimate. So was living with them, was hanging with them, became very pally, and when they found out that some of their teammates could unfortunately not go to this event just a couple of weeks ago, they gave Jordan a call. He lives here in Cleveland, Ohio, I believe, so not a far journey for him, and he was delighted to be involved.
I think all of the players, certainly on both sides, delighted to be here at this world level. But I think one of the advantages Kisumu have is the fact that they've had to really mentally prepare themselves in the run-up to this tournament. As you say, bringing some friends along, which is always lovely to see. They haven't sort of just randomly, taken on board whoever wanted to play. They are all connected by that friendship. And congratulations to Queckborner also. He got married last week. So he'll be celebrating that as well. Thankfully, his new spouse has let him come and play this tournament the week after rather than being on honeymoon, as we see Harry Kim put a huge shot. Is there going to be a bid? Oh, and what a layout grab. See, that is what you need. Eric Johnson with a layout score. How about that?
Harry Kim with a bullet flick to the end zone. Had to do the layout grab, but a fantastic goal, and you can see they're so excited that, getting pumped up. That's what they need.
Exactly. This is what you need to do to take back that lead this stage in the game. Plays like that, get your team fired up. Bit of a big shot. Certainly not the most comfortable score, but that looks pretty as you like. Lovely tracking over the top of his head, outstretched single hand. Eric Johnson, pat yourself on the back, sir.
He had a little shuffle step there as he's running. I think he was maybe trying to box out and then realized, like, oh no, I'm going to have to speed up for this one. And it was hanging quite nicely and gave him the opportunity to catch it. And at this high level, that's what you expect.
It certainly is. So talking to Boom earlier, Liam, what are their aims for this tournament? They have 2 aims that they told me about. So one is to finish in the top half of the Spirit rankings. The other is to climb by 8 seeds. Currently sat at 27th. They want to get 21st or higher. Do you reckon, based on this performance, they're going to achieve that, Liam?
Their O-line needs to click a lot better, I think, for Boom. They definitely have the energy. They have the right attitude. No doubt about the spirit. I think they'll walk that one. A very fun team. But they need to iron out this O-line. And I think maybe, yeah, hopefully they get a top 16 and they've reached their goal and can just go party. They'll just go straight to the pool. Objective done.
Indeed, many players who have been running up to this tournament found out about the players' party on Friday. Started training for the party rather than the tournament, as a joke, obviously. So, Kruger on the disc for Kisumu. Vertical stack looking a little bit clustered. Good defense from Boom. Esther Osumi. Oh, and a big put. Target is McGurk. And he takes it down very nicely. That is a lovely shot. Is that the #1 shirt of Jamil Kisubu? I think it is, Liam.
Kisubi again. I think that's his 3rd flick hook assist there. And that one right across the field. When it first comes out, you're like, oh, this is dangerous. Has to go over a lot of players. But it was put on a platter for his receiver.
Oh, Kisubi, that's a lovely shot. Fun fact, he actually has taught many of the teammates on this team. He ran a clinic in Kisumu. So
yeah, and I want to learn more about Ugandan Ultimate because he has been unbelievable this game.
He really has. Certainly one of the nations to watch going forward. And hopefully he'll, as you say, be able to come back to this world stage with some of his own Ugandan players. And so
I wonder if this counts as Quackborner's honeymoon. Is this his honeymoon?
well, as I was saying a little bit earlier as we were getting into play, it is very considerate of his spouse to allow him to come and play the World Championships so close after getting married. Maybe they're doing the quite trendy thing at the moment of having a delayed honeymoon, perhaps. But I mean, heck, I'd come to the World Championships for my honeymoon. As we see a huge flick put, Sansom unable to reel it in, asking too much of him in this instance. Lorenzo Lalimamo, a little bit too much juice on that.
Yeah, Boom playing on the edge as always, and you can't ask your receivers to lay out for every single goal, you know. They have to hopefully catch some easier discs to get a point on the board.
And so Kisumu pit call will pause things briefly.
And what Kisumu have done with their O-line is if they've lost the disc, they've got it back, and Boom need to start doing the same, you know.
They do indeed, as we see Sharon Yee going up, doing great work in the handler position all game long. Oh, and there we see Bahrain just throw the disc directly into her mark. I hope Marley Bell Summers is okay. Oh, and a nice quick score into the hands.
Someone called a medic for Marley Summers' hand. That was a dirty hand block. I'm sure her fingers are stinging after that one, but her heart is thumping. That was a big, big play there for Boom.
It is exactly what you want to do, get the disc right back on that end zone line. And we'll see that again. Throws it almost directly into her. Beautiful defensive work, and then straight away going to work to punch it in, and with there's a Lovely little piece of celebration there. That's what we like to see here on the stream. Oh, fantastic. Showing her moves. So, still all to play for. Kisumu are up, but Korea are on the chase, Liam. Can they do it? McGurk. Abdullah. Centers back to McGurk. Vertical stack looking rather deep right now. And a hammer! Oof! Lovely to see to Queckborner. Back to McGurk. Two of the big handlers on the field at the same time. Omuseni. Into Kisubu. Kisubi. Oh, and a big put's going to come up. And really well boxed from Zubair Abdullah. A little dab to finish it.
That O-line is crisp and clean for Kisumu. Great cutting from Esther Omuseni. And then Abdullah with the goal. And we see Queckborner on their O-line now as well. I think the strategy now from Kisumu is, let's just score O points. Let's stack that line. We have a lead. Let's keep it. And their O-line looks infallible right now.
Indeed, that is a very intelligent decision if that is what they're doing.
And they're not far away from not giving up a break this game. If your O-line could go a whole game without giving up a break, that is monumental. It's amazing, really.
Testament to the quality of this side. I think perhaps some people weren't expecting much from the Kenyans, but they are here and they are ready to play. Opportunity for their D-line to finish out this game, I believe, Liam. So let's see if they can go and generate that turn, or if Boom will keep the dream alive a little longer. Wind's starting to pick up now, actually. Coming from right to left on your screen.
Yeah, Ohio, very flat state, and you'll find that in the middle of the day as the heat rises, kind of forces air to move across the state.
Kapranica putting it up nice and early. That is a defensive error, but makes no mistake, Michael McNamara. How is he that free? Someone must have been asleep on the mark there, Liam.
And Boom have their offense down, you know. Flick, hook, lay out to score. That's the way they do it, you know.
We'll have another look at that. He is acres free. Completely uncontested. Doesn't really lay it more than just has so much momentum and speed behind him that he just can't keep it together to stay vertical, but doesn't need to. Great take. And lovely layout form. And a little spike to finish. So, Liam, we've spoken about the unbreakable O-line of Kisumu. Will this be the time? Are they going to fall foul at the end of the game? Well, latter stages. Not quite over yet. So, pull goes up into the hands of McGurk. Finds his partner in crime. Things looking a little bit tentative upfield. Not really many cuts coming. McGurk thinking, considering. Finds a very free Omuseni on the far side. Cheeky little bit of poaching. And there we see a lovely shot into the space. Surely that is the game. Liam, what a way to finish.
The unshakable, unbreakable Kisumu O-line wins this game. That was fantastic. And we've seen how good have Omuseni been grinding those unders, and then Kisumu with those hooks. McGurk getting the winning goal. Fantastic display from them. Kudos to the Boom team. Done very well, but just could not stop that O-line.
They could not. They are unshakable. We will look forward to seeing them later on this tournament, see how far they can go. Both teams credited performances. Great way to open up our play here in the mixed division. Stay with us. We'll be bringing you the action from the men's division next. And but we enjoyed that thoroughly. And Liam, one word to finish it. How was that game?
Really nice. Those 2 words. I got 2 in there.
It's good. I've been Hannah Pendlebury.
I've been Liam Grant.
Stick around. We'll see you again soon.